Boy, oh boy. You know, if you would have been paying attention to politics in the last 5 or 6 years, specifically watching the conservatives critique the liberals, the left, and you would have seen, it's interesting because most of the stories against Joe Biden were about like initially his son and all of that stuff, right? I don't think anyone would have predicted, not what we're about to talk about today, but just the snowball of the conservative political side. So if you are alive and you're an American or in America, you have heard about Donald Trump and Elon Musk essentially bromance divorce, as people are calling it. I've watched a number of videos talking about this. And even though many people said they expected, because they're classified as two sort of narcissistic, egomaniac billionaires who most people expected on some level this implosion to happen, but not to this magnitude. Now, as a believer, I want to talk about this from a different angle. But first, let's just look a little bit about what happened. All right, let me give you a sort of play-by-play, and then we'll look at some tweets here. All right, so on June 5th at 11:20, Elon Musk on X, formerly Twitter, he starts referencing Trump's old deficit-related tweets. Like he puts like this picture up like wise words. Basically what's happening is Trump is passing a bill that's called the Big Beautiful Bill that has an EV mandate, which electronic vehicles, which is going to cut some stuff that Elon Musk was expecting. I'm just giving a general overview because I don't want to talk about the politics or all that. I want to talk from a different angle. All right. So they're going back and forth on their social media posts. Trump's on Truth Social. Elon Musk is on X. They're going back and forth in real time. And then what happens is Elon Musk shows this on Twitter. This is what he shows. Let's do it like this. Here's Elon Musk's Twitter, and this is what happens.
But if they picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, it became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you
So if you look at this, I'm on Elon Musk's Twitter page, and Elon Musk is essentially said to this video clip, false. This bill was never shown to me even once and was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could read it. All right. Now, again, I'm not going to get into all the political jargon. This is largely based on, no, not right now. No. I'm talking, my cat is like pressed for a snack and he doesn't know. I'm live right now. I'm streaming live. So, Elon, this is about a bill. This is all politics and personality. I want to give you a biblical perspective as best as I can on this. So this goes back and forth, right? It seems like they're just responding back and forth. Everyone's jabbing. Elon Musk is, tweeting like, look at this. Where is this guy today? And it's all these tweets from Donald Trump over the years from 2011 to 2013 about the tax cuts and budgets and all of it, right? So then here's what happens. Elon Musk, after going back and forth with Donald Trump, Elon Musk says this. I'm scrolling to this so that you can see this. This is, look, Elon Musk says, without me, Trump would have lost the election, Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude. And he reposted someone saying he's not wrong, all right? Then Trump threatens to cut a lot of funding for Elon Musk, his space program, right? I mean, it goes on and on and on. And then Elon Musk drops this bombshell. And I want to get there. I'm sorry if you're watching this, scroll up. This is important. I thought I had this set up and I didn't. So he's just calling him a lie. Look, he says this. Elon Musk is looking at his Truth Social. He says, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. And then Elon Musk says, such an obvious lie, so sad, right? And then here's the bombshell. Here's what Elon Musk does. I want you to see this. He says, time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Okay, if you don't understand what he just said, Elon Musk is essentially saying that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, which Jeffrey Epstein is now deceased. He's unalived, but he was considered a large PDF file guy, right? So it's PDF file. And Elon Musk just tweeted yesterday that the president of the United States is in those files, which is why he won't release them. By implication, saying that our president, Donald J. Trump, is a PDF file. And everyone is going berserk right now. They're going berserk right now. All right. So you're going to watch a lot of videos that talk about Trump and Musk. When I see these things happen, because I'm a believer, I tend to think, all right, Lord, what are you doing? Now, if you've watched my videos, you know I've already said, hand over fist, that the Lord exposed the left. He exposed the Black Lives Matter and all of that. And a lot of the stuff that the Dems were doing, he just exposed it. He exposed the left. But I said the conservatives are going to be exposed too, because conservatives do not honor the Lord anymore. And what's happened is, and you have to understand something, when we say God is sovereign, right? This is what we mean. God is in control, and God operates by truth, right? So Jesus prayed in John 17:17, sanctify them by the truth, your word is truth, right? So God operates by truth. He wants his people to live in spirit and in truth, right? We live in spirit and in truth, which means we live with integrity and righteousness, morality, right? We do good. So this is what God is after in his people. He's not after policy changes as much. Christianity in the modern era has completely shifted from believing in Jesus to what we're against and imposing morality through the law. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's been crazy politically, not even knowing what a woman is and all these different things. I totally get it. But many Christians have thrown their hat in the ring with the conservative party and backing Donald Trump, even going so far as to call him a Christian, because they think that that's what God is pleased with, right? God is pleased with righteousness and integrity in Jesus Christ, all right? So when I watch these things happen, I try to say, Lord, what are you doing right now? What's happening? I think the Lord is exposing the right, and he's doing this for his people. The Lord is doing this because there's a lot of people, there were a lot of Christians on the left who rode with the framing, the language, the cultural colloquialisms of the left, and they were going at believers who would not agree with that. And it caused a lot of problems. I'm not saying everything they said was wrong, but there was a lot of damage done by that. Now the Lord is exposing the right, and he's talking to believers who do the same things. They put their money behind, their faith behind, their confidence behind a man who does not who claims to be a believer but does not show any signs of that. And so you have this dynamic where Elon Musk is given responsibility for Doge, right? Department of Government Efficiency, to cut all this spending. And now when Trump says, I'm going to cut stuff that he was going to benefit from in billions, they have this back and forth, to the point where, and I haven't even tracked what's most recently said, that Elon Musk says that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, which has caused a frenzy in the Democratic Party, which now they're demanding, hey, you released JFK's files, you released Martin Luther King's files, release the Epstein files. Now he's giving them fuel for the fire. And Elon Musk said on Twitter, should we now start another party? Like, he's basically saying, I'm going to fund a different political party to rival what Donald Trump is doing. A lot of people predicted that this relationship would not stay together, but people didn't predict how it would play out. You can watch videos that are more informed than me that could tell you all the political and the personal things. I want to give you just a perspective that could be from the Lord. Maybe it isn't. How to process this biblically as a Christian, especially if you're on the right and you're a conservative, and because it has some of your Christian values. What is the Lord doing? This is not what people thought would happen to the conservative party. And you cannot blame this on the left. This has nothing to do with the quote unquote woke left agenda. This is 100% conservative agenda, conservative morality, conservative Christianity, all right? So what's happening here? And just so you know, I'm not on the left or the right. I've never voted Democrat in my life, and I don't trust the Republicans either. The Democrats lie to black people. The Republicans lie to Christians. I don't trust any of them. So just don't think that this is a partisan perspective because I'm a big black dude and you've already judged that I'm woke. In that sense, I am fast asleep. I am awoke in the Ephesians 5 sense, awake, O sleeper, be sober-minded, right? Let me offer a perspective that I think what the Lord is doing, because I had to do this with the left. I did like, Lord, what's happening with all this race stuff? Why is this all happening? I had to think like, Lord, what are you doing? I had to, we got Romans 12, discern what the will of the Lord is, right? What is he doing? Let me tell you what I think is happening. I think the Lord is exposing for the believers, particularly on the right, who have placed a lot of they won't say their hope or all that in Trump. They won't say that because it sounds crazy when you actually communicate it. But functionally, they think if I vote Republican and conservative, then I'm doing the right thing. I'm honoring God. They have different values and all of that. And there's a lot of stock given and a lot of blindness. And I think the Lord is trying to reveal something to the American people. One, to the American people, that this is the state of America. America has the leaders that it deserves, I think, from God's perspective. I don't have a one-to-one verse for that. But I do think the Lord is exposing for his people, for those who are believers, there are two things that the Lord is exposing that I think this will play out and why I think this is happening between Donald Trump. That has nothing to do with the narcissistic, egomaniac, billionaire stuff. That's all worldly philosophy. That stuff could be true, but we're talking about what's happening behind the curtain. This is what I think the Lord is exposing. These two words right here. And this is what modern day American politics has been reduced to. And the Lord wants his people to see these. This is what I believe to be true. Favoritism and vengeance. This is what we're seeing right now. Let me explain what I mean. Last year, after Donald Trump was shot, remember when he was shot, there was an attempt on his life to unalive Donald Trump. And he got grazed by the ear. And this is when he had the iconic fight, and they carried him off. After that, Elon Musk vowed that he was going to put a super PAC, which is create an organization through which he can funnel money through to support the presidency of Donald Trump, right? So apparently Elon Musk invested $290 million so that Donald Trump could win. Some of the tweets that I just showed you were Elon Musk saying, basically Elon Musk would say, I won the election for Donald Trump. If it weren't for me, the Democrats would have won the House and all that. This is the tweet I just showed you. So that was last year. Elon Musk said, I'm going to vow to make Donald Trump president. He gets behind him. Donald Trump is president. Donald Trump, many people have said this, so I'm obviously not in I'm not in the House, I'm not in the White House, but many have said Elon Musk, because of that, Donald Trump has proven he recently pardoned a guy who had some serious charges because his mother went to $1 million a plate dinner or something like that for Donald Trump. So Donald Trump gives Elon Musk responsibility to go in and cut government spending, and he makes him the head of DOGE, D-O-G-E, Department of Government Efficiency, and gives him unfettered access in many ways to the federal government's sort of whole blueprint. So payroll, programs, funding, all of it. Elon Musk promised Congress that he would cut billions of dollars. I think he said $5 billion. I could be wrong about that number. $5 billion, I think. In a meeting after Doge had done all it did, he said they cut $250 million. And people were like, thank you. But I thought you said billions. He didn't do it. Now, some people, if you're a conservative, you're going to say, no, Doge was necessary. It was important. It got rid of needless jobs. Maybe it did. I'm sure there were some things it did, but it did not promise as delivered, right? A lot of people have been reported did not like Elon Musk, but Trump gave him that because he helped Trump win. Okay, this is what a lot of people think. I agree with this. I think he gave Trump gave him Doge, the head of that, right? Elon Musk runs the gamut with Doge, suspends a lot of his stuff, Tesla, SpaceX, all these things to have access to the country, right? Last week, Donald Trump gave Elon Musk, because his 180 days had expired, which is a statute that you can't work in that unless you have a special, given special access, or I forgot what it is, but there's a statute that after 180 days, you're out of there. So he gave him a golden key to the White House, essentially. That was a week ago. It's televised and everything. A week later, Elon Musk is saying that Donald Trump is a PDF file. And they're going back and forth. Donald Trump said, you know what we could do? You know how we could save a lot of money? Cut all the stuff that was going to billions of dollars that was going to Elon Musk. Elon Musk shoots back. All right, then I'm going to take down my SpaceX stuff and go elsewhere. They're going back and forth. And now Elon Musk is like, I don't like this guy. We're going to roll a new What happened? It's favoritism and vengeance. So Elon Musk says, I'm going to support Donald Trump. He gets him in the White House, right? Uses his money. Donald Trump gives him Doge. And it seems like it's going well, but Donald Trump's ratings have been dropping because Donald Trump thought that the art of the deal was a real life scenario, and he went head to head with China, and to this moment is still losing the tariff situation. China, as of yesterday, just recently said there's no tariff deal, and now apparently Donald Trump is freaking out because he thought, remember when it happened? You guys didn't read the art of the deal, all this stuff, right? He's realizing, listen, bro, the God that you said that you believe in is sovereign over these decisions. You can't it's not about you. Trump is the epitome of modern day Nebuchadnezzar who says, look at what I've done. Read Daniel 4. Nebuchadnezzar, look at what I've done, all I've accomplished. And God humbled him. God's humbling Donald Trump right now. And I don't think Donald Trump is a genuine believer, if I'm being honest. Having said that, there's been favoritism. Doge, and a lot of people didn't like Steve Bannon, who is Donald Trump's main man, who created the MAGA, Make America Great Again slogan for 2016, he says he was single-handedly responsible for Trump winning the 2016 election, said that he doesn't like Elon Musk and wants him out of there. He wants him out of there because he's not a populist. He's not a Republican populist. He's a techno, what's the term? Ooh, what's that term? It was techno... It's like liberal tech guy. That's what he was basically saying. He doesn't even like him. Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon, actually, remember, he went to prison for lying about stuff that Trump didn't do, right? So Steve Bannon doesn't like... So this is all going on, and we're just now hearing about this stuff, right? They're going back and forth because there was favoritism, but now what we're seeing is vengeance. This is all vengeance. This is vengeance. If we had time, I'd go through the Twitter timeline. If I weren't going to the movies with my sons in a bit, I would walk you through all this stuff carefully. But you can go to Twitter, go to Elon Musk X, and just scroll through. Go back to June 5th and just look at everything that it's a lot because he tweets a lot. Look at all of that. You'll just see all this stuff play out. If you have Truth Social, or just watch some YouTube channel that's going to walk through. There's tons of people talking about this, right? Biblically speaking, this is all vengeance. It's favoritism. I'm going to scratch your back. I'm going to get you in the White House. I'm going to let you run this company, this organization, and we're going to make sure that your company gets billions of dollars in funding so that we can do that, right? That's what he did. So it was sweet. It was sweet. It was the bromance. Now, a week later, it was all good just a week ago. Remember when Jay-Z said that? A week later, what you get is, wow, these guys are going back and forth saying crazy stuff. To say that the president of the United States is in the Epstein files and that's why he won't release them? We're so used to wildness that we just think like, oh, whatever. That's a crazy statement to make. That's a crazy statement to make. It's favoritism and vengeance. This is all vengeance. Donald Trump is like, okay, when he says something, all right, I'm going to cut his funding. The funding that I told him he could have, I'm going to cut. Well, I'm going to say you're in the Epstein files. This is all vengeance. Why am I bringing this up? Because I think the Lord wants his people to be discerning and to live in spirit and truth, to live in righteousness and integrity. And at times, there are times, whether they're Christians or not, we can support people who do not come close. We want people, we'll even convince ourselves that certain people demonstrate righteousness and integrity when they do not. And the Lord but the main reason why I think the Lord is concerned is why, again, I'm not a prophet who's saying the Lord's telling me this directly, because there's so much division in the body of politics. There were people who left my church years ago because I would not say from the pulpit, if you vote Democrat, you're not a Christian, because they are about unaliving the children. There are many, I watched so many people, pastors, just go through it. Lose members, churches not recover from all of it, right? This causing so much division. The Lord is exposing, this is favoritism and vengeance on display. This is all vengeance. The Bible warns us about wanting to be like an angry man or honoring a man of vengeance. Like, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. This is where the ego, narcissistic, cultural colloquialisms come into play. We're watching two billionaires who are used to being in control fight over it. Cool. Say that, and it's cute sociologically, but biblically, God's showing us. It's almost like he's like in Black Panther when he was fighting and he was losing, and Killmonger, and he was like, "This is your king? This is your king?" Remember when Killmonger said, "This is your king?" I think the Lord is showing conservatives, these are the people that you agree with, that you put trust in. These are the people that you are breaking fellowship with believers for. These non-believers, you are breaking fellowship for, and these people are it's all favoritism and vengeance. These two words are modern day politics on the left and the right. They do not care about the American people only as much as they need our votes on some level. Obviously, the Electoral College, they get those votes anyway. There's only a few states that really are the swing states that make the decision on who's the president. We do not have a popular vote because we have Electoral College, right? You give me the Electoral College, then we'll decide who really won because this many people voted for him, so forth. That's a different conversation. What we're seeing now, what the Lord is showing his people is these are the people whom you are breaking fellowship with believers for. And behind the scenes, which you're calling, oh, that's my God, that's my president, I love what he's doing, is favoritism and vengeance. The Lord is exposing the conservative right, I think actually harder than the left, because the left was largely Black Lives Matter. It was largely that. I don't remember any big Obama explosions. You got most of the explosions about Joe Biden were his son. I mean, all I heard about was his son and the briefcase and the drugs, and the stuff about Joe Biden was he was just sniffing girls' hair, which is a whole other conversation. Why did they think they could make him run again for president? Which is a whole other conversation. But like, the conservative right is supposed to be the moral high ground. I saw it when Tucker Carlson left Fox News. I saw it when Candace Owens left the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro. And you watch these different people, and now Remember, Doge was like, oh, we're in this together. Remember, this dude, I remember watching Elon Musk be in the White House speaking while Donald Trump is sitting in his chair, not saying nothing. And Elon Musk, his 5 or 6 year old little son, X, was telling Donald Trump, shut up. You're not the president. Like, where does a 5 or 6 year old get that from? I think his dad. He felt comfortable to tell Donald Trump, shut up. He cussed at him. Go find the footage. It's crazy. Little X in the White House. Go find it somewhere. He's cussing at Donald Trump, telling him to shut up. You're not the president. Donald Trump's a proud dude. He's only going to go for that for so long. So now what we see is this great divorce that everyone's talking about. But biblically speaking, God is showing us favoritism and vengeance. Why am I telling you this? Because if you're a believer, especially if you're a conservative, do not follow the vengeance of these people. There was so much favoritism and vengeance that happened over the last 12 years over race and politics and the jab, or that's what they called it back then when you needed to get, a shot for COVID. There was so much division, and we just thought it was politics. We thought it was policy. No, God is not worried about policy. He's worried about integrity, righteousness, faith in Jesus Christ, displaying the righteousness that he declared for us when he justified us. Favoritism and vengeance. The Lord is exposing this is what's happening. We're seeing it right before our eyes. Practice discernment. Don't follow suit. And do not put your trust in men who may make decisions that affect you physically, but who will only degrade you morally, spiritually. We live in the world, but not of it. But what do I know? What do I know? This is favoritism and vengeance like we've never seen before in politics. And it's crazy. It's blowing people's minds. And it's only going to get worse because vengeance has no ceasefire. They're going to keep going and going and going. And you and I will be sucked in unless we're locked in to the Lord. Grace and peace. See y'all next video tomorrow. 5 out of 100, day 5.